If the neck, yes. During the practice, if sometimes there is some, if during the practice, sometimes there is some internet issue because of the season, please hold on, we will get back. It just takes a few minutes to connect back. Till then, take a deep inhalation and settle down with your breath and spine. Watch the in breath and watch the out breath. Observe the passage. There's a distinct passage that the in breath takes, and there's a distinct passage that the exhaled breath takes. The breath finds its home in certain areas in the body, abdomen, and chest. Come to a repose in all these conclusions simply by observing and becoming sensitive to your breath. And draw forth three omkars from the pit of the abdomen. Take a deep inhalation. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोक्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आवाहपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणम् सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं हरिः ओम्. So before we proceed into the practice today, let's get into the meaning of Samam, Kaya, Shiro, River. In chapter 6, Bhagavad Gita, verse 13, he has explained the way the body has to be held in meditation. Likewise, to reach to the meditative state, the state of the spine has to be maintained in and through all the activity of whatever you're doing, including your asana practice. And we are going to proceed in those lines alone. So the position of the spine is, and we give you a cue of this many times, head, neck, and spine in one line. Of course, there's a natural curvature to the spine, and respecting that, at any point of time, the spine is not supposed to lean forward in a position where it is not required to, or it's not supposed to lean backward in a position where it's not required to. Majorly, in a position of standing or sitting, samam kaya shiro grivam, head, neck, and spine in one line is a mantra that you have to adopt throughout your life. If you do not do this, any variation that happens in the spine, it could be because I am sitting in a hunched position. Samam Kaya. Kaya is body, Shiro is head, Griva is neck. This is the position. It has to be in one straight line. I could innocuously, because my energy could run out, I could innocuously hunch down. It is not in one line. My shoulder, my neck has come forward. Or I could distribute my weight sideways. Or I could just try to ease up and distribute my weight backwards. Either way, as you lose muscle, as you age, and as the vertebrae collapse into each other because of non proper function or holding the spine in a proper way, there is pinching in these nerves. The discs collapse in, and there is pinching along, and that radiates into all the functions of the legs. If it happens in the neck, it causes dysfunction in your arms. So not only physically, a normal person who's not even doing asana practice, for them also the principle is samam kaya shiro grivam. For a meditator, samam kaya shiro grivam. For a person who's doing his asana practice, more so because he's angling the body in certain dangerous positions, all the more reason why he should be holding the spine in such particular ways. As we go about the practice, we will be coming across various poses in which we are supposed to hold the spine in one straight line. Head, neck, spine in one straight line. Take a deep inhalation, take a long exhalation. As we begin to understand the spine, let us first gently go into the spine and understand what is inside the spine. We are going to do a kriya, that is Kapalabhati, to raise the fluid in the spine, which is the cerebrospinal fluid. And as we pulse into Kapalbhati slowly and deep, the cerebrospinal fluid slowly gets a small jerk, keeps rising up, rising up, rising up, comes to the back of the head and forays into the central frontal cortex of the brain. And that is how you feel relaxed when you stop the Kapalabhati, and that process is known as the Keval Kumbha. Please proceed. Deep inhalation. Active exhalation, Kapalabhati. Mudra is Mrigi Mudra. We are not doing Kapalabhati as a normal practice. We are doing Kapalabhati with deep, soft strokes that go from the front of the navel to the back of the spine. We are trying to reach the length of the spine. We are going to try and create an indentation into the spine and allow the cerebrospinal fluid to slowly move up and up and up. So what is required is consistency. Please proceed with the practice. What is required is consistency and depth. And that is how you feel a certain kind of a relaxation when you stop the Kapalabhati and you concentrate between the brow. You will be doing 30 strokes, pause, 30 strokes, pause. And each stroke is going to be a product of observation, allowing the front of the stomach to reach the back of the spine. We are on a 3-minute practice of Kapalabhati to reach into the very inside of the spine, which is the cerebrospinal fluid. And with constant jerks, we are moving it up towards the frontal cortex of the brain. Kapalbhati, pause. And in that pause, you will relax in the Keval Kumbhak to experience the activation of the spine. from the navel, the gentle jerks of the spine allows the cerebrospinal fluid to rise. And as you stop the practice and observe the center of the brow, that is what is known as the Keval Kumbhak, the deep relaxation pause, which is the door to your meditative practice, gives you a complete relaxation. And in the next few seconds, we are going to be ceasing the practice. Just these vital moments every morning to contact your spine, relax at the brow, and experience the healing modality of the cleansing kriya of Kapalabhati. Slowly cease the practice. We are going to be proceeding towards the practice of Yoga Namaskar. The Yoga Namaskar is a Upa Yoga. It is something that is done before you do anything, before you take up your Surya Namaskars, before you take up any physical practice. It is a practice that builds up the spine. It is given by Sadhguru Isha Foundation, and it is one of the most prominent practices to build up the lumbar strength, the length of the spine, the muscles in the neck, the meridians in the arms, and we are going to do it slowly with understanding and precision. So we come to a namaskar position. Let's practice it in a sitting posture before we go to the standing one. So the tenets of the practice are that you're going to be clasping your palm well. Create a certain kind of a resistance in the palm. Don't be casual in just raising the palm up and down. There is a pressure on the heel of the palm. And as you inhale, take the arm up. The exhalations are complete and the length of the arm is complete. You will see that as you take the arm up, you gently pull the spine up completely from the base to the back of the neck. On an exhalation, creating a Ujjayi breath at the pit of the throat, you're going to take the palms to the back and you're not going to keep the palms straight. As you take the palm back and down, you're not going to tilt the palm backwards. The palm is straight, the heels of the palm press against each other, and the palm goes down straight. Also, you're not going to tilt the neck forward. Remember, it is Samakaya Shiro Drivam. Head, neck, spine in one line. And then once you have finished this, again with an exhalation, you will come up and then slowly bring the palms down to the front. As simple as that, we are going to do 3 cycles just to make you familiar with the practice. Take your palms, thumb to the sternum, pressurize the heel of the palms, take a deep inhalation, take the palms up, complete length, and as you exhale from the pit of the throat, Ujjayi breath, take the palms back towards the back of the head. Feel a definite pull at the back of the neck and the inner arms. See that you do not tilt the neck forward or tilt the arms backwards. And slowly on an inhalation, take the palms up, stretch completely, and take the palm to the front of the chest. You have worked on lengthening the spine completely, pulling it away from the pressure on the nerves. And we are going to be doing that 3 times. And the second part is we will do it as we proceed into the practice. You will come to a standing position. You can keep a brick below, behind your feet to support you if we go down in a squatting position. Come to a standing position, please. You'll come to a standing position and we are going to be practicing the Yoga Namaskar, which is a practice of Upa Yoga, something that you begin before your yoga. To ready your spine well, keep your feet in a comfortable distance. Your legs and spine should not feel pressured at all. Keep your sense of comfort. Pressurize the palms. Equal distance between the feet. Take an inhalation. Take the palm up. Take the hands back. Exhale. Inhale. Take the palms forward. Bring the palms down. And that's all that you have to do. Proceed towards the next cycle. Take the palm in the front. Take an inhalation. Fix your point at one point. Inhale, palms go up, stretch completely. Feel the work that's done on the spine. Exhale, take your palms down behind your head. Do not tilt the head or the palm. Once again, inhale. Exhale to the front of the chest with an Ujjayi breath. Once again, pressurizing the palms. Inhale, stretch your palms up. Experience the pull at the spine. Exhale, palms behind the head. Feel the pressure at the upper neck. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to the chest. Keep a brick behind your heels and squat down comfortably, placing your heel onto it. Those who cannot squat will sit on a chair. It's an absolutely comfortable position, Urmila aunty. You can sit on the chair. Once again, we're going to do the same thing with a small variation. Palms to the chest. Inhale, the arms go up. Exhale, the arm goes behind the head. Heels of the palm are not separating. Inhale, up. Exhale to the front of the chest. Exhale from the pit of the throat. Inhale, palms forward. Exhale, heel of the palm to the chest. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, behind the head. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, palms to the chest. Inhale, arms forward. Create resistance in the palms. Exhale, back to the chest. One more time. Inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, palms behind the head. Do not tilt the palm or the head. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, palms to the chest. Inhale, palms forward. Exhale, palms to the chest. These are 6 single cycles. And the 7th cycle is you drop the knees down, touch your toes, create a connection between the palm and the thumb, index finger and the thumb. Place the palms forward and lean forward as far as you can. If you can manage to touch the forehead down, it will be perfect. Balasana. Touch the index finger and the thumb together and breathe and get the body into a restful position. This is the Upa Yoga that will completely work on your spine. And we are going to do one more cycle of this. In a few moments after you have completed your rest, once again, please come up to a standing position. Take your palms to the chest. Stabilize your feet and body. Pressurize the heels of the palms together. On an inhalation, take the palms up, pointing it to the ceiling in a straight line. Exhale, take the palms to the chest. Yes, sorry, behind the head. No, sorry, behind the head. Yes. Again, take the palms up. Inhale. Take the palms to the chest. Once again, inhale. Palms up above the head. Exhale, palms behind the head. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, front of the chest. One last time, pressurizing the heels of the palm. Lift up, inhale. Work on the length of the spine. Exhale, hands behind the head. Inhale. Exhale. Please squat down. You can place your heels on the brick. Squat down or simply sit on a chair. Squatting makes the position a little difficult and more ascending, makes the spine more ascending. Place the palms once again. Inhale, palms up. Complete length of the palms. Exhale, hands behind the head. Ujjayi breath, working from the pit of the throat. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, palms to the chest. Inhale, palms forward. Exhale. Inhale through the nose, palms on top of the head. Exhale, palms behind the head. Inhale, top of the head. Exhale, front of the chest. Inhale, extend palms forward. Exhale, palms to the chest. One last time. Inhale, palms up. Stretch completely, please. Exhale from the pit of the throat. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, front of the chest. Inhale, palms forward. Exhale, bring the palms to the chest. Take your palms, connect the index finger and the thumb. Fold your knees front forward and touch your head down comfortably. Balasana. See that the toes are touching from the back. You're forming those circuits for the spine. See that the thumb is touching and relax forward. Each action is given a precision and a thought of reason devised none other than Sadhguru himself. Breathe through the back lungs. Allow the spine to extend. The practice of this yoga namaskar readies the spine, alters the spine in such a way that any problems in the lumbar, in the mid back, in the neck is easily corrected. And slowly come forward and please sit up. We are going to be practicing a few more asanas, but before we go into that, you have to understand that the position of the asanas is placed such that the head, neck, spine is given great importance. The first asana is Tadasana, in which you have to stand firm on your feet. So from Upa Yoga, that is preparing the spine, we go into few asanas that will steady the spine rock hard and then will force the spine to bend into all movements for this elasticity. We are going to proceed towards Tadasana. See, we are not doing these asanas because we have done them before. We are doing these asanas because we want an inner eye into our own spine and our posture. So come to a standing position, feet apart. Practice the pose of Tadasana with a straight spine, Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam. Are your feet placed parallel along to your hip? Is your spine ascended? Is your feet digging well into the floor? Take a deep inhalation and deep exhalation and have an inner eye on your spine. Clasp your palms in front of you into a Badungliasan and gently 1 inch at a time you will take the palms up. 1 inch at a time with your attention on the spine. As you take your hand up, you're pulling up each vertebra of the spine, ascending the spine and preparing it to sit for meditation, preparing it for the posture of Shirshasana. As the hand goes up, have an inner eye into the spine, head neck spine in one line, and as the hand reaches on top of the head, gently retract your shoulders back into its socket and descend the spine down. Suck the abdomen in. Tadasana. Firm like a mountain. And if you hold the pose for a couple of minutes, you will see that you will feel a tingling at the tip of your palms, showing that your aura increase is almost instant in the practice of Tadasana. Slowly allow yourself to take your palms down and become sensitive to your palms. It should surely cut something, just like the hand cuts through a spider's web. The hand should definitely cut something. One last time, once again, with absolute sensitivity, palms in the front, Badungliasan, bit by bit, half an inch. As the palms go up, the abdomen concaves in, and you proceed towards Tadasana, the mountain pose, increasing the earth element in the spine, increasing the stability of the spine. Are you sure you're not tilting on one leg? Create that impact where your position of the body is distributed well on both the legs. Tadasana. And from Tadasana now, you will slowly turn to the right side, allowing the body to bend into an angle, distributing the weight on your feet and look beyond the bicep. See that your head neck spine is in one line. See that the head neck spine is in one line. Is your head neck and spine in one line as you tilt sideways? The angling of the position is directly placed onto the adrenal gland of the kidneys and your pancreas. But if the spine is not in line, then you will not release those hormones. Slowly come back and take it up onto the other side. They're simple asanas but done with attention on the spine. Puja, how is the head? Is the head, neck and spine in one line as you go down? Is the crown of the head, is the Brahmarindra directly behind your palm, or has the neck protruded forward? Pay attention to the placement of the spine, head, neck, spine in one line. Are your feet firm? Are your feet firm? And slowly come back. Place your palms behind your back just to give you a slight curvature of the back. Squeeze the glutes in, consolidate the lumbar, just a small movement. Activate the quadriceps, and as you lean back, and slowly as you come back, see that you retrace the position of the back of the head directly above the tailbone. Directly above the tailbone. Understanding the position of the spine and coming back of the spine in a proper way. Once again, pressurizing the waist. Lean back slightly, activating the thighs or the quadriceps. Lean back. Do not throw your head back. The minute you throw your head back, the spine is not in one line. And as you release and come back, is the head, neck, and spine in one line? Is the back of the head above the tailbone? And slowly release the practice, gripping your hip bones, creating a nice comfortable range of movement. Step forward through the chin, head, neck, spine in one line. Do not drop the head below the shoulders. Do not drop the head below the shoulders. If my hands were up, the biceps will never leave my hands. We're going to go to that. Now just come down. The spine is in one straight line. The head is not protruding forward. And now with that extent that you can move forward. Feel the extension at the back of the glutes. Now take your palms towards your toes. Now take your palms towards your toes. Now lift your hands up straight. You're picking up the spine as you pick your hands up gently, one step at a time. Pick your hands up forward, take them above your head. Now, biceps never leaving the ear. Bicep never leaving the ear. Take your right leg forward. You're moving into Paschimottanasana. The bicep is always in line with the spine for you to understand the extension of head, neck, and spine in one line. Come forward, just keep your palms in line with your ears and feel the extension of the spine. And keeping your body at an angle, just take your palms down to feel that extension in the back of the leg. Slowly repeat onto the other side one last time. Get back sensitively. Biceps never leaving the ears. Step forward. Do not bend the knees. The spine comes straight. Come to a range of motion where the spine cannot be front folded anymore, and then take your palms down towards your feet. Head, neck, and spine in one line, no rounding at the dorsal. And slowly release the practice. Sit down comfortably. A certain kind of a preparation is required to ready the spine if you want to enter the spine. We have begun the Kapalabhati Kriya, treating the cerebrospinal fluid. And now we are just going to observe the breath as it goes in and as it goes out. And allow this breath to brush the spine, creating an impression on the multitude of nerves that surround the spine. We are moving into the subtle aspect of the spine. See that your position is not a swastik asana. You have picked up the left leg and placed it below, in between the calf and the thigh, to create a kind of a wider circumference in your feet, in your pelvic floor, Siddhasana. And now sit up straight. As you sit, are you observing your spine? That little bit of exertion that we did was only so that you could sit and penetrate deeper into the spine. Every inhalation that you do brushes the spine, and every exhalation that you do moves from the back of the head to the tailbone, gently brushing the spine down. Every inhalation brushes the spine from the tailbone to the back of the head. And every exhalation from the back of the head to the tailbone. Form an imprint of your breath, spine, and as though your spine was one single tube, which you could penetrate. Allow the breath to flow from the left nostril. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the left. As you change the breath alternatively from the left nostril and the right nostril, without using your hands, you will cut the spine dimensionally into various angles according to your understanding. The breath will pass through the spine on an inhalation. It will choose its own position. It will cut the spine again on an exhalation. And you are simply observing the spine as you direct the breath from the left nostril to the right nostril and from the right nostril to the left nostril. The inhalation begins from the left. The exhalation proceeds from the right. And you are addressing the spine in consciousness with breath. Breath, spine, and consciousness. And you will see that automatically you have gone into a meditative mode. If you have been sensitive in your practice of Upa Yoga, you will feel pulsations in the spine as you direct the in breath and out breath. Retaining the principle of Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam. Begin by ascending the top of the head towards the ceiling. Picture yourself as a triangle. And allow the exhaled breath to flow down your spine. We are simply relaxing the body, becoming meditative. When we breathe through the left, we are activating the Chandranadi, the parasympathetic response, the healing response of the body. When we are inhaling through the right, you are inculcating the sympathetic response of the Surya Nadi. And as the breath finds its home in the spine and pulsates, you have begun to enter the Sushumna Nadi. Where breath is a natural process. And you have simply learned the small trick of directing your breath and consciousness using the spine as a tool. The head, neck, and spine is in one line, and you will find the process effortless. The pulsation and the energy shift in the spine is real. Now, as the spine comes into a small, quiet movement, you will inhale, and as you exhale, you will gently form the Moolban, creating an alteration in the spine in the lower area of the back. You will hold it for as long as you can and slowly release the Moolban and ascend the spine back up. You're sitting in a Siddhasana. Head, neck, spine is in one line. Once again, take a deep inhalation. The last time we performed this, we are going to do it with a mudra. You take the left palm in front of your chest, place the right elbow, fist the right palm. Take a deep inhalation. Form a Moolban, squeeze the fist and the glutes. It's the mudra of the Mugdam that represents the head, the spine, and the base. And as you release, open the palm. It's the mudra of the Palavam that works on the peripheral nerves, spine and base remaining the same. Once again, for your understanding, take a deep inhalation, fist your palm, squeeze your fist, do the Moolban. Moolban is when you squeeze the glutes and suck the anal mouth inwards and upwards, fisting the palm and fisting the and tightening the glutes, holding according to your capacity, and as you release, allowing the glutes to release, releasing the palm, gently placing the palm down, returning to your breath. Just for a few moments, we concentrate on the breath. When you have cultivated the spine with the Moolband and the Mudra, the flow of the Sushumna Nadi becomes easy. And as you deepen your consciousness, you enter into two more other nadis, the Vajrini and the Chitrini Nadi. Just having an access, even for a moment, with these life-giving nadis alters your perception and consciousness a million times. Throughout the practice, Samam Kaya Shiro Grivam, head, neck, and spine in one line at all times. You will observe the spine in silence for the next 3 minutes, and then you will lie back into a Shavasana. Observe the pulsations in the spine. The Mukdam and the Palavam Mudra represents the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. If your stillness is disturbed, you can lie back into a Shavasana. When you lie back into a Shavasana, the principle of head, neck, and spine in one line continues. Attentively place your spine in such a way that you are not altering the line of the spine. We are going to take you into a sensitive Shavasana, which is spine oriented. You will begin by folding the legs and placing the knees to the ceiling. You will lift the buttock up slightly, suck the lower abdomen in to create space at the sacrum. I once again repeat the instructions. Place the tailbone down. Gently lift the tailbone away from the floor. Lift the buttocks up slightly. Create a pelvic tilt. Lower abdomen is moving into the navel. And now relax the sacrum down gently. Gently slide the right leg first. And then the left leg. Drop the little toe down to the side. Pressurize your elbows, lift the shoulders up, pressurizing the back of the head onto the mat, and now gently place the shoulders. Lengthen the legs to each side. You have created a space in the vertebrae. The breath is a little freer with these adjustments. Lift the head up away from the floor. Look at your navel and gently tucking the chin into the glotch of the neck. Allow the throat and the back of the head to relax. The abdomen goes into a natural suction. The body is anchored strategically, placing the spine well centered and relaxed. We can roll the shoulders back to create a sense of width at the chest. And now allow the abdomen to rise on an inhalation. And allow it to recede back to the spine on an exhalation. The more you relax in the exhalation, the deeper will be your breath. Spend some precious moments here, regulating the breath, the body, the spine. Observe the state of the mind as you have made these adjustments. Just a few seconds more, and we will be releasing the practice. You can place your palms by the side puja. Slowly turn to the side into Anantasana. I'm not deciding the side for you. Where the spine is just held in one straight line. The elbow tip is in line with the armpit. And once again, you're observing the principle of head, neck, spine in one line. And as you relax into the outer thigh and the outer hip, the breath reposes in a different way. If you wish to grip a bolster with your knee, that's also perfect if you cannot maintain a straight line. As far as you do not disturb the spine, you're welcome to bend your legs. The outer hip bone and knee should be in one straight line. The armpit and elbow should be in one straight line. Because if you have to relax in Anantasana, it is the spine that gets a repose. And this is the asana that connects you to your consciousness in a very different way. Gently release the practice. And just remember, if at all you sleep on your side, then you should not be twisting the spine. You should always take an assistance of a bolster for the knee, and then your pillow is supporting your neck. As you lie down in the night, the spine should always be in a straight line. Even when you're sleeping, you should not twist your hip in such a way that you alter the spine. Come to a sitting position. So I will show you the wrong position in your sleeping, because even throughout the day, if you have altered and if you're aware of the head neck spine in one line, sometimes when you're sleeping you may not pay attention to your spine. The principle remains the same in your waking hours and in your sleeping hours. Many times we deform the spine into a scoliotic way when we do not sleep well. So I could be sleeping like this could be my pillow. So ideally I have to sleep in one straight line, head, neck, spine in one line. But sometimes I may be twisting this way. So I have altered my spine completely, and my spine is getting a dangerous twist as I sleep. I may feel comfortable, but if I'm going to sleep like this for the next 6 hours, my spine is definitely going to suffer, and then that becomes a habit. So I can easily alter this if I'm used to sleeping on the side. I keep two pillows or I keep a bolster. I pay attention on my spine, head, neck, spine in one line. I place the bolster near my hip bone. I align my body in such a way that I'm not twisting my hip, and the angle of the thigh should be in line with my hip. It should not twist forward. So this is low. I need to keep another pillow on this. Now can you see? Now my body is more in one straight line. So even as you're sleeping, this is a small pointer for you to not dangerously alter the spine as you sleep. And with that, we come to the end of this practice. We have begun with the practice of moving the cerebrospinal fluid in the spine to reach the prefrontal cortex, to flush out the brain cells. Then we did a practice of Upa Yoga, that is preparing the spine from the lumbar and the sides and the back of the neck and the meridians of the arms by the process of Yoga Namaskar. We have gone to the process of Tadasana and a few twisting of the spine in all directions for you to understand that when you twist, you have to still maintain the principle of head, neck, spine in one line. Then we went into the procedure of just observing the spine, where the spine was naturally pulsating because of what we have done by brushing the spine. Then we went into the procedure of two mudras, that is Mukdam and Palavam. Mukdam represents the central nervous system, and Palavam represents the peripheral nervous system. They give great power to the nervous system, these two mudras. So if you have any spine injuries, if you have pain in any part of the spine, these two mudras can really help you in a big way. Then we did the Shavasana to relax the body and the spine. And then we did Anandasana to again understand the placement of the spine as you sleep. Once again, we take leave from this platform. Take care. And always keep an inner eye on your spine. Samam Kaya Shiro Grina.
Thank you.
See you and take care.